Hello everyone, I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 11, week 10! Wait, did the stream... Wait, what's going on with stream? Stream start! Wait, 1 second. I think it started. Why is it being weird on the other thing? Can you guys see me? Hello? Hello. But anyways, we got a lot of spoilers to go over this week. But yeah, Campaign 11, week 10, day 7? Okay, now it's working. But yeah. We got a lot of things going on next week. It might be the most we've ever had in one singular week. Basically, if there's an event that can happen, it pretty much is happening for the most part. It is just absolutely everything. But of course, if you haven't already, make sure to finish out the campaign. Pretty sure most of you guys have by now, but you're down to the last few hours to go complete it out. So make sure to do so, if you, especially if you bought any of the tiers, as there is still enough time to get them all done. Or gem the last few if you needed to. Same as the Halloween event, which actually we're going to be doing as soon as we go over all the spoilers. I'll be able to go get our power orb and officially finish out the Halloween event as well. That's, of course, ending in about 5 hours. Anyways, once that timer does hit in about 5-ish hours, we got a billion things going on. So, let's start with the basics. So, the standard troops that are coming in. For Glory, you'll be able to get this little guy, the Raksha Swapi. It's a green-purple. 75% mana start, which honestly isn't too good. There's a lot of green purples that have Empower, so it's a little bit unfortunate that it doesn't also have Empower. As far as what it does, it deals damage to the first enemy, or gives a bunch of life to the first ally. If Captain Saltclaw is on his team, it also creates a 9 blue. With that being said, of course, this other troop is it's in the event key drop table specifically, this other one. This one's available for Glory, though you can also get in event keys. And if you're going for this guy, you're probably already going to have all the copies you'll need of this one. However, there's also this guy, Captain Saltclaw, as the other one mentions. It's a 15 mana cost red-purple legendary. It's only in event key drop table this week, and then it'll be, or as soon as reset hits. And then it'll be in the drop table in about 4 to 6 weeks after the fact. As far as what it does, it deals heavy splash damage to 2 random enemies, boosted by blue gems. And as per usual, it does not have boost ratio here. So I shall look it up real quick. The boost ratio of this guy is a 1-to-1. So for every, what was that then? So every blue gem on the board, it'll end up doing 1 additional damage to its target, and 75% additional damage to the 2 adjacents, due to the 75% heavy splash. It also has, of course, as a unique trait, as every legend would. It gains 2 magic to all rogue allies when matching 4 more gems. This is interesting. The hero class already has a way to do 1 magic to all rogues every single time you take an extra turn. Or every time you cast, or something similar. So this will basically be able to stack on top of that in order to gain 3 magic, so that's interesting. Could potentially be okay. Heavy Splash, not normally used too often, but it's not a bad mechanic, especially if you can stack enough damage onto it. Overall, compared to Rogue Spider teams, well then again, I don't know, you guess you could try using it with Rogue Spider. It'd be a great alternative if you don't have Mother of Darkness, if nothing else. Like if you're trying to build a 4x Rogue team but don't have any Mythics. And by Mythics, I mean like literally the 2 rogues that exist and most that are Mythic, and mostly Mother of Darkness because she's way better for it. But if you happen to like not have a Mythic for it, this could be a good alternative for a non-Mythic 4x Rogue team. So we'll definitely have to go and mess around with a team utilizing him tomorrow, at least for the team's video, anyways. But anyways, there's a lot of things going on tomorrow. It might not look like it from that because all you see here is like, oh, we're getting an event key legend. Oh, also Purple Tower of Doom. We will be getting a standard Doom weapon. Unfortunately, weapon, pretty bad. But we do a Purple Tower of Doom, one of those things that barely ever come around, once every 11 weeks. And the purple one is tomorrow, going through all next week. However, that is by no means the only event going on. So, of course, Tower of Doom would basically replace that Ward event, as we would normally have. However, there are many other things going on. Oh, also, there's an arena event right now. I almost forgot that's even happening. Poor arena event. Anyways, so, first most noteworthy thing, Kingdom Pass. We are getting a brand new Kingdom Pass starting tomorrow. This will, if it's the same as always, it should cost about $8 if you want to get the paid side. Otherwise, it's completely free. Do keep in mind, the very last reward on it tends to be money locked. Not always. We don't know for sure if it will be this time around. We haven't had like a super high amount of Kingdom Passes. I think this is the 4th one ever, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd, 4th, probably 4th. However, the final weapon on the free side generally becomes money locked into the future, so do be mindful of that. But regardless, you could either do the free side, or it's about $8 if you want to do both sides. Basically, you kill a bunch of units in Explore. Generally takes like, what, 5-10 minutes every single day. It is a little bit extra grind every single day, but you get a bunch of loot while doing so. So there's that. Not too bad. Next, we also have Legends Reborn. So we're going to be getting Legends Reborn, getting a bunch of pets. So if you thought we didn't already have enough events, we do have that going on. Of course, this doesn't really require too much. we'll be rereading through the storyline and, you know, just kind of getting some pets passively. And, you know, killing 300, especially with all the events that are going on, is going to be so ridiculously easy to do. Not sure what color you're going to have to kill. Let's just say brown, given that it's Broken Spire here. But let's say you have to kill brown. It's probably brown or blue, most realistically brown. So after 300 brown kills, this should be pretty easy to do. You could even do it in a day, though you'll easily get it done within the 2-week period, that's for sure. And then you just have to worry about doing the quest line over and over again. We have Guild Wars going on next week, so of course that's, you know, the standard 6 days of Guild War. Monday you have off, the other 6 days you actually battle. So we have that as well. Tower of Doom, which we already mentioned, we have going on. And on top of all of that, we do have an invasion event going on Friday, which means on Friday, we will have actually the most amount of events ever in the history of the game going on at a single time. We'll have a invasion event, a Tower of Doom, a Guild Wars, a Legends Reborn, and a Kingdom Pass all simultaneously going on at the same time, which is kind of insane. And aside from that, it's just Broken Spire stuff throughout the week, or sorry, Blackhawk stuff throughout the week. So for Tuesday, we'll get the faction for that, which is Blackheart. Wednesday, we'll be getting a pet, which, is this one a new one? Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, the anniversary pet! Yeah, of course, most of this is because of the anniversary. They do celebrate it a little bit differently. Normally it's mid-November, but it looks like next week is basically starting the anniversary of the game. There's also a very likely chance we'll be getting a patch on this Tuesday, on the same day that we end up having the faction thing. I don't believe this is 100% confirmed, but it is very likely to end all the Halloween stuff, change the icon, and all that. Well, then again, did they even change the icon for this Halloween? But yeah, there's a good chance we'll get a patch on Tuesday. Not fully confirmed, but very likely. So if there wasn't already enough going on, we have that too. Wednesday, we are getting the 2022 anniversary pet for the game, which is the 8-year anniversary of Gems of War. Class event is the standard Blackhawk one, which is Corsair, and then which is good for that pure rogue team. And Friday, as I mentioned, we're just going to have a pretty standard invasion event. Anyways, but yeah, that's a lot of stuff going on. That's going to be a very long 2 Monday videos, given the sheer amount of things. Honestly, I might need to start scrapping some of the other teams for team slots. Because, gosh, how many teams is that to show? Like 15? 20? That's a lot of teams. Because we're going to have to show at least like 2 for Tower of Doom, maybe 3. Guild Wars I probably won't be able to show anything for because there's just so many other teams that, you know, we're just going to do it at every single night. So if you have any questions on that, just let me know because there's too many other things to cover. What was the other ones? Legends Reborn. That I don't really have to cover anything for, luckily. Other than just explaining it in the main video. Because there's not like a team you'd necessarily need to run. You just run whatever. And Kingdom Pass, I guess just one single farming team would actually be fine. Actually, I guess there isn't that many teams, now that I think about it. Because Tower of Doom's realistically the only event here that really needs teams. Whereas these other ones are, you know, just kind of like spam whatever you want kind of options. Also, thank you once again, Alistair Soup, for the tip. Greatly appreciated. You quit your Plants vs. Zombies game to watch this stream. Well, thank you for that. Gosh, I haven't played Plants vs. Zombies in ages. I remember that when it first came out. Gosh, I was in high school at the time when the very first Plants vs. Zombies came out. How's that game even been doing? Because I haven't really been keeping up with the series. Weren't they supposed to release like Plants vs. Zombies 3 soon? Or something similar? And I know they made a bunch of spin-off games. I think Plants vs. Zombies 2 is still their main product. Anyways, let's go do a bunch of things. First things first, let's go finish the Halloween event. So, it seems a little bit weird several days after Halloween. However, we still have one last objective to go for. And that is, of course, going and getting... also, what's kind of funny... Any team that you use for the Lost Souls of Carmina, you can technically also use for Purple Tower of Doom if you so choose. I'll probably try to show some different teams if I can. We also even showed a Purple Zenith team in the video I covered earlier today, last night. Oh, also, one thing I forgot to mention. You may notice if you're in a different time zone, or not a different time zone, but somewhere that doesn't take place in Daylight Savings Time, that, of course, our stream started an hour later, I think, today. Yeah, that's going to be the case for the next several months, as Daylight Saving Times has hit in the United States. So everything's off by 1 hour now. So if you're in a location in other than the United States that doesn't take place in Daylight Saving Time, then our streams might be 1 hour later than normal. Or wait, was it 1 hour later or 1 hour earlier, would it be? Well, whatever. It's 1 hour off from what you're normally expecting. However, that does mean the Gems of War video will be up about 1 hour earlier, because I can start recording at 2 a.m. rather than at 3 a.m., which honestly I much prefer. Because at 3 a.m. it's so late into the night that I tend to get a little bit too tired sometimes. But at 2 a.m. that's I'm still kind of awake at that time most days, generally speaking. Oh, they're owned by EA now? Oh, gosh. EA. Honestly, Blizzard has almost been worse than EA lately, but yeah, EA's not much better. Two companies that have very gone straight downhill. over time. Alright, we already got enough points. Technically, I don't even need to do my other battle. But there we go. Let's go get the power orb. Let's go get our achievement. Ascend to Mythic. Level 20 and unlock all traits. AKA, use it for Zugoff. But there we go, right in the corner over there. I believe you guys can see that, yeah. Achievement unlocked. Power unlimited, which now brings us into, if I get this out of the way, we now have, once again, 100% achievement completion, unless we get new achievements on Tuesday with a new patch. In which case, well, we got more achievements to do already. But yeah, let's see what percent it ended at. I want to say 0.3 or 0.4. Of course, it's only, yeah, there it is. But it only tracks the PC version, of course. But yeah, by the time we get to winter event, it's no longer going to be the most unachieved achievement. I'm actually really surprised Horde Mimic's not the most unachieved. Currently, it's actually the Miles Journey event. But this is mostly because you have to spend a couple thousand gems on this event to basically end up getting the achievement. We've also, I believe, only had three. I want to say 3. We've only had 3 journey events so far, which hasn't left many opportunities to do it, especially since it's just a week-long event. Yeah, hopefully we'll get another one soon. Oddly enough, despite the billion things we have going on next week, a journey event is not one of them. But we probably will have another one of these in the somewhat near future, probably in the next several weeks. Because isn't there almost a journey event to go with every Kingdom Pass? So if that is the case, within the next 5 weeks, we probably have a journey event to enough of a degree. Let me actually double check. Because Terran's World, if it doesn't say it now, it will on next patch. When the next journey event is, because there might be one here. Let me double check. Journey. I'm not seeing one. Let me control find it just in case. Control find journey. Yeah, there's no journey event. Yep, no journey event. Alright, so we might know that as of next patch if we do or do not have one. But it does look like currently we do not have one. And hey, I don't need to spend 50 gems there because we're already done with our battles. No point in even doing the other fight because we're not going to be able to afford anything. And we bought absolutely everything. The only thing we didn't is the other 2 stacks of Carmina, which is pointless because you just use a blue orb on it and you're good to go. And you have 3 spare copies then. And the Tradestone bundle I didn't get because it's probably the lowest value thing here. Honestly, I do feel like the pet food is worth it, so if you do have some spares, it's definitely the higher priority one to go for. However, you're not missing out on much if you don't go for the trade stones. It's basically the equivalent of a major orange, or 2 oranges, depending on how you look at it. And if you're later in the game with more trade stones and you know what to do with it, it's basically nothing. Whereas the pet food can still be useful. It's very easy to run out of food. Maybe not of white food, but of color food specifically. Anyways. So, where should we start? So we did that. We do have this hound. This was actually the gem-locked one. However, I did buy it max with gems, so... we'll have to spend about another 2,000 gems next week as well, or the 1,350 in order to max out that pet. Hopefully it's a good one. Actually, let me go double check. Can we actually see these pets? Because we might be able to under the pet spoilers real quick. Yeah, there they are, the 3 Broken Spire pets. So, Flame Troll, honestly, is not a bad one. This is probably the gem-locked one, too, because this is the epic. Oh! Infernus is going to be good again? Hold up. Oh, we won't be able to get it for a while, though, because that's the money-locked one. So we won't be able to get it until a little bit after the fact. Oh, so wait, Shegra. Wait, what order does this go in, then? Interesting. Because Ogress... Why do I forget what Ogress is? Isn't Ogress useless? No. Isn't Ogress... hold up. Isn't Ogress the bounty troop? Hold up. Whoa, we're getting some really good bonuses. So Ogress is something that's already insane for bounty hunters, getting +5 to everything. And that's probably the one you get for free from doing the storyline every single day. Or not every single day, but every 3 days, the 5 sets. Oh, that's going to be really cool. So yeah, we get +5 to all in Ogress. Honestly, all of these are good. Not a single one of these is bad. Oddly enough, because Shegra is off the meta so much, this one's probably the least relevant one. Though all of them are honestly good, which is probably the first time ever where we got 4 really good ones. Because Ogress is used basically every bounty hunter, and there's even some context like Guild Wars we can end up getting away with it. Next in order is Flame Troll. This is probably the one that you get for free from getting some amount of brown kills or red kills or whatever kind of kills we have to do. And maybe red because of how red these are. But basically, after you do your 300 colored kills, you'll get this guy max for free. And this one's for Flame Troll. He doubles all the red on the board. I believe he's a blue-purple. He's very situational. He's normally used with Titan if you're using it. However, still pretty good troop. Situational, though, in the current state of the game, but still good. Shegra converts all reds to skulls while also creating some red. Overall, not too bad. It has fallen off compared to other things that can just... Actually, does it even create any extra red? I don't believe it does. Did it ever get that mechanic? Because that's one thing that it's kind of behind on if it didn't. That's an A, not an E. Or should be an A, I mean. Shegra. Yeah, it does create some amount of gems, but it still falls off compared to Lord or Slaughter and some other things that can end up doing it. It's been off the meta for a while. It also has a really weird like trait combination that doesn't really work too well. But overall, it's okay. It's generally not something you use in the current state of the game. It used to be quite a bit more meta, but not so much these days. But 5 doll stats could help it. But one of the more interesting ones, unfortunately, this one's money locked, and I'm definitely not going to bother getting it until we find it later. But I might even spend gems to get this one, because honestly, Infernus used to be very meta back in the day, though over time it has slowly fallen off. However, one thing that could definitely bring it back is 5 more to all stats, particularly to magic, magic being the most relevant thing there. It having 5 extra magic might just be enough to close the gap to make it decently relevant again. It's a troop that's basically well-rounded at everything, but doesn't excel best at anything other than burning, but Zugaf already does that, and stuff like that, so it's a very well-rounded mythic that back in the day I would say is like the absolute best one to get as your first mythic, just because of how well-rounded it is at doing literally everything. These days it's not as relevant, but 5 to all stats would definitely greatly increase its relevancy, that's for sure. Even if it's just a little bit, it still helps out a lot compared to the average mythic's damage output. But yeah, honestly, I really like the pet selection. Pretty cool. And of course we get the free little eclair thingy, or whatever that is. Actually, what even is that food? It says bag 8. Oh, baguettes. Oh, it's a baguette. What's a baguette again? How do you even spell baguette? But yeah, it's a baguette. And they did a pun of bag 8 because this is the 8-year anniversary of Gems of War. That's funny. That's really funny. Anyways, hello everyone, by the way. I didn't say all the hellos. Hello, Bill. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Jonian. Hello, Draco. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Larry. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Now we'll get into some battles. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Logic Slayer. I feel like I've just been talking this entire stream so far. Hello, GM. Jordy. Hello, Genki. Hello, Inflame. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Supernova. Thanks again for the tip, Alistair. Hello, Clip Bomb. Hello, who am I hello to? Hello, Lester. Hello, Larry. Hello, Trilogy. Hello, hello, Bill. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Jamie. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's actually go fight some things. So, what do we even need to do? So we finished out pretty much every single event. I guess we'll go claim nothing off Adventure Board. Okay, let's go play dungeons then. Let's go test our luck. Because we're not going to mess with Arena. Oh? 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 Yep, it's time to play Guess That Dungeon. Let's see. So far, the one with the most votes have not won yet. You guys got this. Which room is correct room? Let's see. 4, 5, or 6. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to put 4, 5, and 6. I'm pretty sure most of you know by now what 4, 5, and 6 mean. 4 is the left one. 5 is the middle one. 6 is the right one. It's so much quicker just to put the number rather than the thing. But there you guys go. 4 is left. 5 is middle. 6 is right. Let's see what it comes out to tonight. Also, good water break. But anyways, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Also, kind of funny that we're voting today. As isn't the U.S. election? Yeah, it's on the 8th. It's like 2 days from now. I have not been following politics pretty much at all the last few years. I kind of gave up on it. Anyways, looks like 5 is winning by a good majority, 52%. 4 is at 22%. 5 is at 52%, and 6 is at 26%. Also, after this, we'll go hand out a code. Okay, it looks like everyone wants 5 to happen. So far, we've had really good ratio of the one that has the least amount of votes winning. So I have a pretty good chance of winning today with my 4. Okay, I'll let it go for several more seconds. One more sip of water. How about this? If we get a perfect today, I will give out 2 codes. Or if the one that won the highest wins. Which basically gives us like a 66% chance that will happen. So if I pick 4 and it's correct, and if 5 is correct, we will hand out a second code. So basically, as long as it's not 6, we will hand out an additional code. Alright, let me click 4. Though the poll says 5. No! Was it right? No! Everybody wrong. It was 6. Wow. That was literally the only possible bad option. Wonderful. How does that even happen? That's insane. We had a 2 in 3 chance of winning in a sense, and we still lost. That's kind of insane. Well, congrats everyone who chose 6th. Well, at least it's Diamond Day. I'm still gonna hand out the code right now, though. Here you guys go. Here's a redeem code. There it is. 1 second. Use on gemsawar.com or if the game code section. Your invite code is in the settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. And give same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Also, keep in mind, with everything happening next week, the Mythic is still in the drop table. In Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests, you can still get the, gosh, I forget its name. It begins with S. Is that one, Astral Sign? Why can I not get it? If I look at the word, it's like, oh yeah, duh. But if I'm trying to, like, imagine the word, because I'm, like, looking at the word in my head right now, but I can't, like, think of how to pronounce it from that image. Yeah, Sagittarius. Like, visually, I could see that word in my head, but can't pronounce it unless I'm, like, physically looking at it. And we'll claim our Dragonite. And, of course, it is Diamond Day, so definitely make sure to spend your 50 gems on this pack. This is worth it even if you only have 50 gems on your entire account. If you started, like, a brand new account and you, like, literally just started, this is always worth it. Main reason being is the 2 gem keys is worth about 18 to 20 gems. The Celestial, it's hard to get guaranteed Celestials, particularly earlier on in the game. And the diamonds alone, you're basically getting the equivalent of 84 diamonds. This alone is worth the 50 gems, and even without any of the other loot. And basically, between the 2 gem keys and Celestial, you're already covering half the cost. And on top of that, you're just getting a billion diamonds. So I don't even need diamonds anymore, and I go for it because it's just such a good value mix. They only get like super good value like that every Sunday when you do it. However, you could do it every single day if you want to go and advance a little bit closer to a Mythic. Also, thank you whoever claimed the code for us. But yep, there it is. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. And if you want to use the gem key, keep in mind that the new Mythic is still in drop table until Thursday. On the billion things that are happening next week, one of those is Sagittarian still being in the drop table for Monday to Thursday, as well as right now, of course. So if you're looking to, Also, wait, hold up. Look at how many events there are here. This is how crazy next week is going to be. So, between right now and next week, we have a Mythic that's right in drop table right now that will be for the next 4 days. We have the current event going on. We have an incoming Guild War. We have an incoming Tower of Doom. We have the current event that's going on. We have the current season pass that's ending. We have an arena event that I'm pretty sure almost no one's doing. We have the Kingdom Pass that's starting tomorrow, which you can spend $8 for if you want to go unlock everything. Otherwise, there's still some decent loot on the free side. And, of course, the conclusion of the Halloween event. That's a lot of things. And that doesn't even say everything that's happening next week. Because, where's the Legends Reborn? There's no thingy saying Legends Reborn next week. Even though, at least from the spoiler thing, it looks like we do have a Legends Reborn. But, I don't know, time will tell. We'll find out on Monday. Anyways, so, I think we just start grinding now. Because I believe we finished everything other than Arena. Poor Arena. It'll just sit there, because we don't need anything off Adventure Board. So I guess we shall just grind for most of the rest of the stream then. And then just kind of get ready. Maybe we'll do some team building too. Because we're going to need a lot of teams for next week. Though maybe not too many, because honestly, most of them are just kind of like farming teams. So I guess if you count Guild Wars, that is a lot of teams. Because Guild War needs 12 teams, so I normally don't cover them in every single video. We normally just kind of cover them on our nightly streams when we do it every single night. Also, plus we might be getting a patch on Tuesday too, gosh. They really weren't holding back for the 8-year anniversary this week, or this year. They really wanted to go with everything. Absolutely everything. I wonder what other extra stuff we'll get, because we might even get like a little calendar thingy for some free loot, kind of like what we did for Halloween. And a few other things like that. It's always weird to know exactly when they're going to do it, though. Because they always do like a different week every single November. Because the anniversary for the game has been celebrated as early as like the first week of November and as late as like the last week of November. They have pretty much no consistency to the exact week they end up doing every year. And this year just happens to be next week. Oh, it might start bleeding into the following week as well. It might be like a 2-week celebration. It definitely seems like they have a lot lined up for it, that's for sure. Though how much new content we're really going to be getting is within question. Well, I guess the Kingdom Pass is going to be adding quite a bit of new stuff. We're getting 4 new pets tomorrow, technically. On top of that as well. On top of the entirety of the Kingdom Pass. So the Kingdom Pass generally unlocks very slowly over time. Unless you spend a lot of money or gems to get it early, which I would not advise doing. It's better just to go for, you know, getting them unlocked naturally. It doesn't even take that long to get it done. It's basically just like 10 minutes a day for 30-ish days, somewhere around there. It does add up to be a little bit of time, but that's like, what, 5 hours? Over the course of about a month. Which isn't too bad. And it normally adds in a lot of additional troops, of which we'll go look at tomorrow, since they'll all be visible in game, and we won't have to look at the spoiler things. It'll be a lot more convenient doing it then. We could technically go over them now, but it'll be so much quicker just kind of overviewing them in the Monday video tomorrow. Which should be up actually pretty soon too, because we get to post it an hour earlier than normal, due to daylight savings time. I'll also be more awake than normal, since it's a whole hour earlier. Yeah, no Saturday anniversary pet. However, we did just get the Halloween one, so who knows, maybe we will. I know Terran's World didn't actually show that on its preview, if I'm not mistaken. So there is still a chance we end up getting it, and it just isn't on Terran's World yet. Because if I'm not mistaken, that happened with the pet we just got, the one on yesterday. We got the 2018 Halloween pet, but I don't believe that was in any spoiler thread to actually occur. Maybe they just added it last minute or something. Hey, already got a Mimic. Nice. 124. Oh yeah, we're back in standard time. Well, you know what I mean. The time shifted. That's all I know. The time moved and is now different. Did Congress ever pass the abolishing of daylight saving time? Because it seemed like they were for a while, and then I'm not sure if it actually happened or not, because we still switched the clocks, which makes me assume they haven't done it. When do they ever do anything? Okay, we'll take the 4 there. Alright, there we go. Anyways. Let's go to a different kingdom. Oh no, my 2 farming kingdoms. Well, I guess we'll go to Blighted Lands then. But yeah, I'm still kind of surprised how many things they have going on next week. I can't recall us ever having more events in 1 week ever in Gems of War. In the history of ever. That I guess makes sense for them to try to do it for the 8-year anniversary. The only problem with that is if you don't have a lot of free time next week, it might be a little bit hard to do everything. Because we got a billion things going on at once. Let's see. Tower of Doom, Legends Reborn, Kingdom Pass, Guild War, Invasion Friday. Am I missing one? I think that was most of them. Because each of those don't take that long to do. But cumulatively, if you add them all together, it's almost like an hour every day. Just do the events. Because, let's see, Tower of Doom, you can upfront do it in about an hour or 2. Probably closer to 2. So that one's not too bad, because you could do that on any time. You could literally wait all the way till like Sunday and do it if you really wanted to. So that one's not as bad, because you can kind of do it all at one time and then not have to worry about it for the rest of the week. Unlike the other ones where you might have to do it like daily for a lot of them. Because something like Legends Reborn, that one you don't have to, that one you can also delay. Legends Reborn, the 300 kills is pretty much free. The only other thing you'd have to do is do those little questline thingies, but those can also just be spammed on the final day if you really want to. I'd still advise doing them as they come up, as they don't take too long to do. Because each fight's like half a minute, not even. What's the other one? The Kingdom Pass you do have to do daily. It's basically 10 kills you have to get every single day. And it takes about 10 minutes to do those 10 kills. Give or take a little bit depending on luck. Can be shorter, can be longer. Guild Wars is, pretty standard. That can vary depending on time, but I would say it's about 20-30 minutes to do Guild War. Unless you're super try-harding it, in which case it could take an hour each day. But you're just doing it normally. It's like 15 to 30 minutes or so, I would say, for Guild War. And then what other event is going on? Invasion's pretty easy. You just do like an hour and you're pretty much done. Especially with your guild helping. So overall, not too bad. There's still a lot of things going on, though. Oh, it's going to be a busy Monday night. If nothing else, we might be streaming all the way till midnight on Monday. Tomorrow night. Just because of the sheer amount of things to do. And also making sure all of our Guild War teams are ready to go. Haha, Bill. Yes, Bill is also a Bill. That's funny. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Also, don't be surprised if the Monday video is like 20 or 30 minutes long. I'm pretty sure it's going to be closer to 20 minutes. I might even need to write up some notes just to make sure I actually cover everything. because there's so much more to go over that I will probably forget something if I don't write up notes. Because another thing I wanted to go mention too, on top of everything, is the Friday, there was a new troop added to the game, if you didn't end up getting it in the past. The one from that one faction. Or, you know, not just the Mythic, but the one from the one faction has become back into drop table. The one from this one. And I wanted to mention that in the video as well as claim it then. Because that we, of course, had an event for where you could get it. But if you were trying to conserve on gems, you may have skipped it. And in skipping it, it is now available as of Friday. Which means it's available now. But the only reason I haven't gotten is I wanted to wait for the Monday video to do it. Just so I wouldn't forget it. Let's see. I remember having to walk to the bus stop. In New Jersey, it wasn't too bad. Because my bus stop was like literally on the corner. But in South Carolina, I had to walk almost a mile just to get to my bus stop. Because of how weird my road was leading up to it. Because I was kind of in like, I wouldn't say the middle of nowhere. Because it definitely wasn't the middle of nowhere, but basically to get to a major road, you would have to go and... Because it was kind of like in a dead-end area. And the bus would never go all the way to that dead-end area, otherwise it would waste too much time on the morning cycle. So you'd have to walk pretty much a mile just to get to a major road. Because the bus would never go down the super lengthy side road. Just for one single stop. So I had to walk a very long distance in the morning. It might have been a little bit less than a mile, but it sure felt like a mile. Definitely a very long distance. Like, it was a shorter distance to get to the beach than it was to get to the bus stop. Don't shave your goatee for a Thrall look. That would be funny. Yeah, I kind of shaved everything. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier, though. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. But yeah, I got a haircut today. Also, still finding trouble finding a cabinet, like wardrobe, to put next to my current setup. Because that's where I was going to put the extra TV. And all the other stuff, as well as some of the organization stuff I need, because I still have a few things. Hey, we got the same one again. Still have a few things I need to organize in this room. But I've still been looking for one, haven't been able to find one yet. I hope to do so before Scarlet and Violet comes out. Because I do want to, initially we'll be doing a 1 TV setup. However, we will eventually be doing a 2 TV setup for that game. That we could also then use for any other game into the future if it's like a super grindy one that would benefit from having 2 setups at once. Which are very few games under that category, but there's a couple of them. Or you could benefit from having a double setup. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Also, I do have a capture card for it as well. And a 4K capture card too, though we're never going to stream at 4K. But it means I could start recording videos at 4K. At least for Switch anyways. But then again, Switch actually caps at 1080p, so actually that wouldn't even work out, would it? But if nothing else, it's 4K TV, so at least the fidelity at looking at it will be better. Which is good, because the way I'm going to have it set up is the TV is actually going to be further away. So it having slightly higher dots per inch will actually be kind of beneficial, since it won't be as close as the other TV. So even though it's further away, it'll have a better picture quality. Which will basically make it look like the same quality from the distance, most likely. I shaved everything? No, I did not shave everything. I never shave everything. Just everything on the head. But yeah, there's a lot of places like that I've never shaved in. I just don't really see a need to. Manscaping. I definitely have seen ads for those a lot. They almost like structured in the way of those scam ads. So I guess that's a legitimate product. It's a legitimate product they would probably never use though. But their ads come off as really scammy. Like, it has the same structure as like a standard scam ad on YouTube. It's a product I would never really use. Lester. I don't know, I feel like, what, only really, like, swimmers and stuff like that would really go that extreme. Because for the normal person, you wouldn't really need to, like, de-hero yourself that much. Like, there's only a few sports and some stuff like that where it would really matter that much. Or it could actually affect your performance. Hey, second mimic, nice. Come on, get us something good today. Anything good? Game want to give us a belated birthday present? Honestly, we didn't get that many good drops on our birthday. Like, they weren't bad, but they weren't, like, super good as far as the mimics were concerned. Let's see. We'll get some belated luck. Nope. Oh, I did get a few Anus earlier, though, but we haven't been doing that good on Nishas. Is the main thing I would say we're doing below average on. I still have eyebrows. Yeah, I would never shave the eyebrows. Actually, it was raining the other day, too. The eyebrows are very useful for making sure rain does not get in them. As well as everything else that eyebrows do. They're like little mini umbrellas. Oh, I forgot to update my mimic number. We could do that. Honestly, the mimic number's starting to get up there. We're almost at 150 since, I'm actually curious what our 1 year mark will be. Because it was in March, if I'm not mistaken. We could always double check around the time. So we'll definitely have to keep track around then. If I had to guess, we'll probably hit a little over 200. Because we're at, what, 146 right now. As far as total mimics ever achieved. Which means, I'm pretty sure we could do another 54 between then. Because we got, like, what, 4 months? Yeah, like 4.5 months. Depends when in the month it happened. But otherwise, we have a solid 4 months. So if we already hit pretty much 150, it should be pretty easy in another 4 months to hit another 54. However, we aren't farming as much on Explore 12, so maybe not. We'll see. How are we doing on level? We're level 1,768. So close yet so far. The final stretch. And we only have a little over a month to go get those levels, too. Because I'm probably going to see family again this holiday season. Might even be leaving a little bit earlier this year, so I make it for Christmas. Because normally when I go to New Jersey, I go for New Year's more so. But this year I might be going for Christmas. Versus like a whole week earlier. We'll test to hit level 1,800 before New Year's. We might, though it'll probably be like a couple weeks after New Year's, I feel like. Like, I feel like we'll be like ever so slightly under the mark. Because that was what happened 1 year. Because there actually was a year already where that kind of happened. Where we ended up hitting the 1,000 mark, or the 100 mark, I mean. Like a week or two after the New Year. rather than slightly before it. I'll catch you later, Clip Bomb. Thanks for stopping by. After we do a few more runs, I guess we'll do some team building. There's definitely a good number of teams we'll need to cover for the week. We can also go overrate all the Zenith teams. Honestly, I almost want to keep one of the Zenith teams around. Because I'm trying to think of purple teams I want to show for Tower of Doom, but I kind of don't want to show the same team over again. Like, I want to try to do different teams that we didn't show this week. Potentially. Though I still feel like we have to build something out of Zugoff. The only problem with Zugoff on Tower of Doom, though, is he can't one-shot the tower itself. Or, you know, the Doom itself, I mean. At least not his instant kill anyways. If you see a dislike on the 12:31 stream, you have no clue how I got there. We won't even be streaming on that day. Most likely. Because the last stream of this year might be slightly before Christmas. So we'll see. It depends how everything goes. Because I'm still not sure on the schedule yet for all that. But our last stream of the year might be slightly before Christmas. Which means we only have a month and a half. Let's see. How did he manage to get 2 Zeniths? He's in drop table now. He's actually been in drop table for about a week, I want to say. Maybe 2 weeks. Most people ended up finally getting more copies of him last Friday because of the new Mythic. So when you open Glory Gem Guild or VIP chest right now, you'll have a chance of getting him. And if you tried for the new Mythic, you probably accidentally picked up a few copies of him. If you didn't go for the Mythic, that's probably why you're missing it, as I believe this is the first week where he's been available. So free-to-play players can finally get it, as well as anyone who didn't get a second copy, which is almost everyone, will also be able to go and do that. Because it technically was possible to get 2, but you required $58, which I'm pretty sure most people didn't bother doing. Like, most people did the $8 one just to get the Kingdom Pass, but most people wouldn't have spent the $50 to get 1 extra copy, just to have it a few months early. There's maybe a few people that did, and they got to use double Zenith during that time. I don't know, overall, double Zeniths is a lot of fun to use, but relative to how already quick teams are, it's not really that worth using. But it's definitely a really fun build. Double Zenith builds. Like, it's really strong, but not necessarily quick, which is always a weird combination of speed. Like, it's not slow, but it's not, like, super quick. Which is always a weird combination in Gems of War, because there's a lot of teams that are viable that are not viable just because they're slightly slower than what's most viable currently at any given time. Where the team is, like, ridiculously good, but not worth using. Which is a very weird combination. Where it's, like, insanely strong, but not worth using due to other things being slightly quicker than it. At a really consistent rate. I should have taken that red first. Luckily, it did not ruin the reds, and we're good to go. I was gonna say, come on. We gotta have some kind of option there. Also, why do you have to deny my 3 reds? We could have had our extra turn there. Fortunate. Gosh, another chest with nothing. We've been doing pretty bad on chest luck lately. Pretty much since our birthday. Actually, wait, when was the last time we got a Nisha? I want to say like 5 days ago? 6 days ago? I'm pretty sure around that time we didn't. Like, I think it was near the beginning of the month. Like, around Halloween, I think was the last time we got a Nisha. But it makes sense. You can easily go a whole week without a Nisha. If you don't grind it enough. You'll have to make another blood sacrifice to get it. Yeah, getting a copy of it when you don't need the Mythic anymore is kind of unfortunate. You might even want to wait till Friday to get it. Oh, actually, I should probably mention that in the Monday video, too. Because if you are looking to get Zenith, and you already have the Mythic, it might be worthwhile to wait until Friday, so if you get another Mythic, it'll be one that you might need, rather than a copy of the one you already have. Because if you already have a Mythic, there's very little need to open Glory Gem Guild or VIP chests till Friday. Because you already have the 1 copy you need of the thing, and there's definitely no point in having 2 of them. Whereas if you wait until Friday, if you randomly get a mythic drop, it could be something you don't have currently. Or another copy of something that's actually useful. Because there are a decent handful of mythics that you can double up on and they still work. And just wait until December. That'd be a little while to wait for double Zenith. Though there isn't too much of an immediate need to have double Zenith. It's a fun team, but like you'd be fine without it. Like Zugov already does what it does better, as is the case for almost every Skull Spammer. Well, next Friday it goes back to normal drop table, so you can go back to getting any mythic in the entire game. But when you open keys like that, really just depends on what you're looking for. The reason why most people go for the new mythic is once you have about more than half the mythics in the game, it becomes better to get every new mythic regardless of how bad it is, because it is better to get a new mythic that is bad, that is one that you don't currently own, rather than get a repeat of a mythic you already have. So even if it's some of the worst mythics in the entire game, you reach a certain point where you have enough mythics where you should always go for the new ones. Simply because getting a guaranteed one you don't have is more beneficial than trying to RNG. It's kind of the case with the Dragon Eggs, and whatever format they might do to change that later, early next year. Because you get to a certain point where you have so many of the dragons where it's more beneficial to, you know, try to target them directly in whatever new system they'll be adding later. And mythics are quite the same like that. Because you reach a certain number, slightly above 50%, where you pretty much want to go for every mythic that ever gets released, every new one. Just to guarantee that you get one that you don't have, rather than spinning the wheel and getting one you already have. And of course, diamonds can help a lot with that too. Because in combination of going for every new mythic that ever gets released, combined with using diamonds to get ones you don't have, ends up working out to be a good combination to try to get everything. And then event keys you can use to try to target some of the mythics from kingdoms as well. And with those three in combination is generally how you get most of the mythics from 60% onwards. Once you start getting a high percent of most of the mythics. Because you gotta prioritize targeting ones, rather than just going for the random drop table. Oh gosh, we've talked for a lot this stream, I just realized. We must have talked for like the first 20 minutes of this stream. And we might be again this Tuesday stream because there's a good chance we're getting a patch this Tuesday. On top of the billion things that are happening this week, a Tuesday patch is pretty likely. Though not guaranteed, but very likely. If it's not this Tuesday, it's definitely within the next week or two. Definitely before the month ends, that's for sure. And then the other patch we'd have this year is mid-December. That could be the second week of December. And then we'll be in 2023. Why is the whole board so bad? I'm like just trying to find a single option that isn't horrific. But they're all bad. Like, we got some Lucky Brown Cascade there. Good to go on mana. And always everything, wipe everything. Fortunately, I don't have a Cascade over there. Nor does he give us anything. I wonder if we're ever going to get something that can compete with Zugov's speed. I sure hope we do. Because I would love to have a different alternative I could use for Explorer 12. Well, there are quite a few things you could technically use. Most of them are ever so slightly slower. I want something that's basically the exact same speed but different. Because most alternative teams right now, they're about like 5 seconds slower than Zugof's consistency, roughly. Which is similar, but hey, an Anu. Still no Nisha though. I've been doing so bad on Nisha the last week. Come on, I gotta get lucky on it eventually. Let's go take Blackhawk over here. Which has an event going on next week. It is a Blackhawk week next week. Actually, after we go clear out Blackhawk, let's go make some teams for next week. Oh no, I'll end it with some team building. Because I want to try to get that team video up, because I got it up quite a bit later last week, but I want to get it up pretty early this week. It's because there's a lot to cover. Yeah, getting a lot of magic can make some other things work. The biggest issue is there aren't generally anything that can scale magic at a quick enough rate to justify using it in most situations. There are a few that kind of can. Humility, Emperor, a few others. But it's generally too much time investment for what you get in return. Also, Sacrifice is a pretty funny one. Actually, one that's in Soulforge this week, it can also be used for Vespera. We showed a Vespera team in the weekly video this week. But Vespera is one of those that can stack to 1,000 all stats. There we go. Alright, nothing good in that final chest, but let's go do some team building. Let's do some team building. How far back down can we go? Will this be enough, let's see. I think it's enough slots. What's Weaver Def? Oh yeah, Life and Death Weaver. That makes sense. How many team slots does that leave us? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we think 11's enough? Probably not. We gotta scrap Magnesia and a few other ones. We're probably gonna need a bit more than 11. But we'll see. Okay, so, well, maybe not. Because honestly, there's not too many modes that need teams necessarily. So, first thing we need is a good purple team. And one that we haven't already shown, like this one. Alright, so, purple teams, purple teams. How do we want to go about this? First thing that comes to mind is Thrall Leprechaun. Let's see. So, purple tower. How do we want to do this? What do we have for, like, super scaling under purple? Obviously, we've got Zugoff. We got Life and Death Weaver. I use that for Guild War, Life and Death Weaver. It's a really safe team. We got Arc Proxy Zugoff, which is funny. Let me go look at Mythics real quick. I feel like purple's one of those weird colors because there's a lot of mana accumulation. But its scaling upper range isn't too good. Oh, we could make a really funny Fairy Godmother team. That actually seems very tempting. Because everything in Tower of Doom isn't too big of a threat. For the most part. So we could try going like a super heavy mana build. Have like a single Thrall up there. Problem is Thrall dies so quickly. If it's like your first slot in the later part of those battles. Because you kind of want like Barrier on Brown hero class. Have Vespera builds. Oh yeah, we have Archdiva. Honestly, I kind of want to go Archdiva build. Zugaf Archdiva. Zugaf Arch... Oh, we got Wild Queen too. You know what? I used to use that for Guild War too. We could. You're allowed to use any colored weapon in Tower of Doom. So I could just run Mang. And run like Super Mang. Super Mang! There we go. Oh, if I could type the things. 1 second. Misclick as well. Super Mang. There we go. Get rid of purple restriction. Because you're allowed to use any colored weapon you want. Let's go run a Super Mang team. We could technically run it with Earth Fury as well, but run that. Run Zugaf. Zugaf. And the only other thing we need is we're missing yellow, right? There's no way to really put yellow, so I'm just gonna go Thrall. And that's the team. Mang, Thrall, Wild Queen, Zugaf. And your weapon's allowed to be any color for Purple Tower of Doom. You can make it purple if you so choose, however, it is allowed to be anything you want. So go double purple into probably like a brown, just because we're going to be taking some brown. Change our hero class to a +1 brown probably as well, just to make sure we can get Mang a little bit quicker, and the excess goes to Wild Queen. So we want a +2 purple, yeah, that one. Oh, that does use one of those weird banners, though. I think it's fine. Do you have a +1 to purple? I believe you do, though I don't necessarily want to use Geomancer. I just happen to have Geomancer set right now. Because I actually want to be running probably Titan here. Good old Titan. I currently have it set to Enrage. I guess that's fine. +1 brown's fine. I don't necessarily need a second one with how much mana Thrall's doing. Also, realistically, we're only casting Mang once anyways. In most situations here. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I'm just gonna test it real quick and explore. But this should be perfectly fine. You just go and we'll do it in Sword's Edge, I guess. It doesn't really matter too much where we go. That's not the one I want. Purple Tower. So basically what you do here is throw Mang at the Doom troop, cast Thrall to do normal Thrall shenanigans, and then you kind of just win from there. So we'll go for our life steal, our attack steal, Throw down a Mang. If we have barrier already, we know we can just go crazy. And now every skull we take just kills. And then you just kill. And then you win. And it's easy as that. Take a skull, boom. A little bit of mana. Throw a Zugaf at him. And that's Purple Tower of Doom in a nutshell there. Alright, let's go build a cheaper team that doesn't need a billion mythics now. Okay, so that'll be fine for the base team. Let's go find a... Actually, we could technically do 3 of them. Because I could do like an AoE one too, if we want to. But 2 should probably be fine, because realistically, the lower range one's probably going to do similar. Is Monk viable? Monk's pretty good. Again, if you can take a lot of extra turns, it gets a lot of passive mana. It's also good for making the AI do something specifically, because anytime they take extra turn, they're guaranteed going to get hero mana. It also has the most amount of cleansing. It's the most stats effect immune hero class in the entire game. So it has that going for it. Alright, let me go with standard Thrall Leprechaun here. And then figure out what we want to run with it. So I need cheap options that aren't bad. Technically, we could go Mang again. I kind of want to go down the Black Manacle route, though. And go, like, Black Manacle into another AoE. And run this as kind of like the lower range, easy to accessible one. Let's see. And what would be our other option, then? I would ideally need a purple yellow or purple red or purple blue. Gosh, we're missing a lot of color. I think under one of those categories we'd have our best AoE option. Oh, I know exactly. Queen Titania. Queen T. Let's roll that. That does use a legend, but we need some amount of damage pressure. So there's Black Manacle with that. We go like Arc... actually, I can't go Archmages. I gotta go Titan. I was gonna say go Archmages, but we need the tankiness. Especially if you're earlier on in the game, you're gonna need a way to survive. And worst comes to worst, you can Mang as well. Actually, for the super early range, if we're running this as like a super early range team, I'd probably run it with Archmages. But in this context, I think we'll be fine. Go double purple. Honestly, I almost want to change the weapon to something else. We could theoretically Dawnbringer there. But problem is, Dawnbringer's not a weapon a lot of newer players would have. So it would actually fit really, really well there. Like if we just put Dawn there. Because then we're not blocking on the thing, then we could double up the other one. Then we don't use brown, so we could technically go, Which would probably still stick with a similar hero class. It was like Dawnbringer, Thrall, Queen Titania, Leprechaun. Change banner to minusing the only thing we don't use, which oddly enough is brown, despite having a barrier on brown team. And then change to any double purple banner, which I think that's our best bet. +2 purple, +1 red. I just kind of roll it like that. Honestly, I kind of just want to roll this with Dark Mages as well. But, I know we could. If we're running this just for the earlier range, we're going to be gaining barrier anyways. So we can just kind of go all out with the purple. Queen Titania, Thrall rolling. Because we're getting most of our mana for first slot off of Thrall. And we're already going to be getting barrier off of Dawnbringer itself. Let's see, I'm going to call it purple AoE. It's also our slightly cheaper team. And you can replace out Dawnbringer for Black Manacle. But I do want to initially show it as this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. We'll take a purple. Get a Thrall. Get a... We don't have enough for Queen Titania, so we'll just throw a Dawnbringer down. The only problem is we have 2 troops that both require having 13 plus red on the board while having nothing that creates red. Which is not ideal. But also probably not going to matter much. Yep, that's pretty much all you'd have to do for Tower of Doom. Just click Leprechaun, click Thrall, click the AoE buttons. Do that until you win. The only issue is there anything really with Submerge in Tower of Doom? Because this team does not carry a Submerge counter, despite having things that are hard countered by Submerge. You could replace out Hero for Dispel if that becomes an issue. So any of the Dispel hero classes you could trade it out for. Because it doesn't naturally have a counter for it. But otherwise, seems like it's fine. There we go. Anyways, let's see. Oh, Purple Tower. I should probably call this Purple Skulls. Purple Skulls. Purple Tower. Purple AoE. Zenith Purple. Theoretically, I could show it, but we just covered a video literally on it today, so... that shall become our level 22 100. Let me go check what colors we can even use for this. So this is for Blackhawk. Blackhawk is located somewhere, or sorry, Blackheart, I mean. So Blackheart requires blue and purple, which means we have access to Rowain build. So we go Rowain, Mirage Queen. What's the other one I'm looking for? Leprechaun, because that's purple. And then any colored hero weapon, which becomes, I guess just Urskio Shield. Interesting, never wants to stay. There we go. Anyways, where are we? Okay. And change banner to pretty standard banner. Minus yellow, blue-yellow. I mean, blue-green, I mean. And the only other thing we need to change is class to pretty much whatever we want. How about an archer? There we go. Alright, next. Blue-purple for the higher range. Done. Well, that was quick. Anyways, next team. Pure Faction. Hey, we don't always have to change it up. If the meta's usable, we use the meta. Anyways. So, for this. Pure Faction. This is for Blackheart. Let me just double check. Doesn't this have that one that scales really funnily? That kind of just like auto wins. Wait, is it called the Blackheart? Why do I feel like it's called the Blackheart? It is. Yeah, don't you do like a weird scaling thing? Explode the entire board, gain a bunch of attack, life, and armor boosted by enemies previously killed. Yeah, you're a first slot tank. Who's the kill option here? Deal a bunch of true damage to an enemy with a 5% chance to slay them. Wait, aren't you the kill option? Yeah, hold up. The Bite Blackheart is the carry. He just literally is the entire team. Disease all enemies with a 4% chance to slay a random enemy boosted by no. Deal a bunch of damage? No. Deal a bunch of trade damage to an enemy with a 5% chance to slay them, boosted by Doom Skulls. Do you do something for Doom Skulls? Convert any 2 skulls to Doom Skulls when my turn begins. Okay. That is the team. Banner is just red-blue because he is the team. The other thing's just there to damage pressure if it feels like it. There we go. That's the build. Actually, it makes sense to double up on blue. There we go. That's the build. Because in case our first 2 slots somehow die, you have that option. It's likely not happening, but you never know. But yeah, the main gimmick is just keep casting Bile Blackheart until you win. That's the whole strategy. Just keep spamming his button. You can literally just go 4 Bile Blackhearts and you'll be fine. Death Blades are mostly just there to help speed up the battle, or at least attempt to speed up the battle. Anyways, that's Pure Faction. So, Thursday class event is for Corsair. If I could spell it correctly, I think that's it. Corsair events. Let me double check that actually is correct. Corsair. Yeah, Corsair. Okay, anyways, this one, we could pretty much just go with whatever. Because we have 50% mana start. We can actually even run the Corsair hero class this time. Because, if we go over to Blackhawk. It's not called the Blackhawk, right? Yeah, it's just Blackhawk. Okay. So, 50% mana start. Oh, I did not mean to get rid of that. Actually, did I? Yeah, we kind of do want black mana gold. Well, then again, we're going to have a lot of extra excess blue, which means Dawnbringer would benefit quite a bit here. Let me double check our link color. That would also help. Oh, yeah, we're going to have blue. Wait, do you do blue? Yeah, we got to go Dawnbringer. Gotta go Dawnbringer. It's just too good of an option. Because we're going to have 50% mana starts into double blue, which is kind of insane. So we're going to go for like a yellow-blue here. Let's see, I want like a +2 yellow, +1 blue, -1 something we don't need. Why must all the banners be so bad for doing that? I guess we'll go double blue yellow. Because it won't let me go the other way. And there we go. We now have +7 blue. 2 off of that, 2 off of that, 3 off of that. +7 blue. Which means if we don't surge on blue, we get 10 mana. A non-surge blue fully fills Dawnbringer turn 1. That is insane. That's a lot of blue. Because we're getting 50% mana start from Captain McCall, which brings us to 10. 2 from Pirate. 2 from Banner, so that's 4. 3 from Hero, that's 7. And obviously you naturally get 3 from taking 3, which is now 10. So in total, between this and everything, 1 single blue without a surge is full mana. There we go. Anyways, test coverage. This we can't do yet because we don't know all the tasks yet necessarily. Karmina event. This is going to be replaced with some other team. Shibanu Purple going to be replaced with some other team. One of these we could build now. The rest I will probably build later. The one I want to build right now is the one for the new Mythic. I mean, the new Legendary. So the new Legendary is called... what's his name again? Because I do want to show a team for him. Oops, I just clicked on the Xbox one. Well, I guess it's the same. Never mind. Let's see. So I want to do one for Captain Saltclaw. Let me rename this one Saltclaw. Saltclaw Low. Because I want to make this the rogue team, but cheaper. So for this, we need Night Spider. So this is basically going to be the Mother of Darkness team without Mother of Darkness. So this is going to be this Rope Dart, which might be the hardest thing to actually obtain on this team, but it's pretty beneficial. Rope Darts. Oh yeah, I need a placeholder for what's his name. What's his color again? His coloration is... What color is he? Red purple. Let's put a random purple there. I don't know, red purple. Something that is very obviously not the correct troop. Azurus. There we go. Anyways, and then we just need 50% mana star off a rogue, which is Captain McCall. Alright, there we go. That's the team. Banner and thing needs to be changed because we need Corsair here because it counts as rogue. As you can see right there. And what else do we need to change? I think that's it, right? Are we not using a color? Yes, we're not using brown. So let me see what minus brown is. See if we have a good banner on this. So we ideally want +2 purple, +2 green. There's no way to +2 both of them. The more important one's definitely purple. So it seems like we're going like a +2 purple, +1 yellow, just for rope darts, then. Most likely, because we already have +3 blue, which feeds to rope dart and Captain McCall. Excess purple goes into him, so we definitely need +2 purple. Yeah, I think that's the build then. So that's going to be a low rarity team, Salt Claw. The only thing not that low rarity is Rope Dart. Unfortunately, there isn't really an alternative equivalence to Rope Dart in this situation. There's not like a one-to-one weapon that has that color coverage while also doing something similar. Also, as Genki mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And if any of you guys still have any other questions, let me know. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, I can't test this team now because we don't have the Salt Claw himself, but it seems like a good low rarity Salt Claw team. Well, not super low rarity, but lowish. It's no mythic team, so. But yeah, and I guess the rest of the teams we'll make later. We'll make some kind of specialty teams over there. So that's just like about four that we'd have to go make then. Task coverage 1 because we need to know what the info is. We don't know it yet. And a couple other ones for some of the other things. Maybe one of them to go farm the Legends Reborn event, one for something else, so on and so forth. I'll figure out something for it later. Maybe I'll even add another purple team there. But honestly, I'm kind of happy with these two, particularly this one. It's like standard main going in all out skull damage. Is it time for the second code? No, we didn't end up getting the faction. Or would I said if we, what I ended up saying for that was I would hand out a second one if 4 was correct or if the vote was correct. It landed on literally the only one where both of those were not correct. We had a 2 in 3 chance and it missed. Because I went for 4. The most voted one was 5 and it was 6. But you got an Orb of Power. We did get an Orb of Power, but Orb of Power is worth almost nothing these days. I don't know. I guess we could hand out another code. I have enough codes right now that honestly we could. Though we're going to be handing out a lot in the very near future, but I don't know. We'll hand out a second code. Why not? There, have second code. I don't see why not. I definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. There we go. Second code because we shaved everything. What a reason. But anyways, guys, does anyone else have any other questions? Any things you want me to go over? Otherwise, gosh, do we have a lot of video to cover? The team's video will probably be closer to like 15 or 20-ish minutes, like the normal time. But the weekly video might almost go for half an hour, just because the amount of things that are going on next week that I need to explain. I'll try to write up some notes beforehand as well, so I can actually make sure I cover everything. As everything is happening next week. The amount of events happening next week is yes. It is actually the most events we're ever going to have running at one single time in the game. And it's mostly for the 8-year celebration, 8-year anniversary of the game. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, guys, we'll be back in 8-year anniversary of the game then. When we go to cover all the videos tomorrow for celebration for 8 years of Gems of War. And tomorrow night we'll be doing all the normal stuff we'd kind of do. We'll be doing Tower of Doom. We'll be doing all the events. Probably setting up for Guild War. Might even be like a 2-3 hour stream. We'll see. Depends how quickly we can get stuff done. But there's definitely a lot of events going on. We even have Legends Reborn. We have the... What was the other one? We have the Kingdom Pass. So we're going to have to spend a little bit of time on that. A lot of stuff going on. But anyways, guys, catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. As it will definitely be a busy one. At least here in Gems of War. That's for sure. Goodbye, everyone.